My boyfriend didn't talk to me for a year. This is what happened. I realized about 6 months into my relationship with my boyfriend that he never started conversations or made plans. Ever. To be honest, I don't even think he made the original first move that began our relationship. When I noticed this, I decided to put it to the test. I mean, we spoke every single day, he always answered quickly, and was engaged in the conversation the whole time. But he just never initiated. I wondered if I just never gave him the chance to. Especially since I'm an early riser. So one day, I didn't text him first thing in the morning. I figured that he would probably wake up and see that I didn't text him, then just message me quickly. Then, all of my problems would be solved. I was literally giving myself a migraine from worrying about it. Anyways, I woke up at 7 in the morning, like usual, and didn't text him. Typically, he wakes up between 8:30 and 9, so I assumed I would get a text around that time. But 10 eventually rolled around and my phone was as dry as the Sahara Desert. I waited another few hours. Still, there was nothing. Then, I waited all the way into the night. Finally, I gave up and laid into him a little bit. I wondered why he hadn't texted me at all, but he didn't really have an explanation. He just said that he thought I wanted to be left alone. I wondered why he wouldn't inquire, even a little bit, about why the person who he spoke to every day for the last 6 months suddenly wouldn't text him, but he seemed unbothered. For a few weeks, I just let it slide, but then it started to get to me. I told my friend about it and they suggested that I see how long it takes for him to text me back. I was curious, especially since we just had a conversation about it. So, I did it again. But this time I was going to commit to it for as long as I possibly could. Boy, did I commit. I didn't hear from him for a day, then a week, then a month. At this point, our relationship was over in my eyes. He couldn't even text his girlfriend. But, he could post pics fishing with the boys on his story. Eventually, the holidays came and went. Our first anniversary passed by. I had gotten over him completely. Eventually, it was the 1-year mark of when I decided to not initiate a conversation with him. I felt sad, disappointed, and annoyed. It was frustrating that a good relationship had been thrown out of the window. In an effort to make myself feel better, I decided to grab some ice cream. I walked into the grocery store and was suddenly face to face with him. He turned to me with a huge smile on his face and came in for a hug. "Hey babe, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while." My jaw dropped. I was in complete and utter shock. He just called me babe? Then, he began chatting as if nothing ever happened, as if a year hadn't passed since we last spoke to each other. "I told my grandma about you, she wants to meet soon." I reached into the freezer and grabbed the ice cream I wanted. Then, I left. I couldn't believe what had happened. It's been another year since that happened and I am curious if he thinks we are still together.